Welcome back. All right. So, question gets asked every now and then on the Hockey Channel. Don't you get tired of talking about hockey? At times, I do not get tired of talking about Rammstein. No, it's not a thing. So, September 23rd and 24th, my wife and I will be in Los Angeles. We are going to the Rammstein concerts. Concerts, twice. One thing when I saw them in 2011 in Edmonton, I saw them in 2012 in Vancouver. There's a great sadness as you start going through a Rammstein concert and they finish a song and you realize, I'm not going to hear that live again. And you realize, and I realized in 2012, I might not see them again. They have not come back to Canada since 2012. Now, the North American tour they've been trying to do since 2020. Well, we all know everything got canceled in 2020, so they moved it to 2021. And then they had to move it to 2022. So I've got tickets I've paid for. One set of tickets I bought 2 years ago, and one set I bought a year ago when they announced the second date. Because I decided, listen, if we're going to Los Angeles, why not get the second date as well? Get the tickets, and then it's more of a trip, right? Instead of just going into LA, watch a concert, and leave, which is what I did in Edmonton, and I regret nothing. Other than they should have had a second concert, but they didn't. But both in Edmonton and in Vancouver, the attendance was soft. It was not. Rammstein is definitely a niche group on this side of the Atlantic. While they can attract 50, 60,000 people to a stadium in France, in the UK, in various parts of Europe, they cannot in North America. Because North American fans, I don't, I look at some of the music that's listened to and I think, I'm not sure, and I know age is part of it, but man, I want to go through the most recent set list, all right, when we're talking about Rammstein songs. And what's interesting here is that in terms of new songs off the new album, there's not a lot here, right? And it's understandable. And this is also a European set list. So once they've come over to North America, we'll see if it changes. Because I noticed America is not in the set list. I'd be very surprised if that isn't added when they come over. Because they like to have people singing along. Because people just hear, we're all living in America, it's Wunderbar, and they don't listen to any. Well, don't worry about what the actual words in German mean. Just stay away from it. It's not a good, not a complimentary. So the main set starts off with Army der Tristen. Zigzag is the second song. I'm okay with Zigzag. It's okay. The new album I don't have. I'm gonna full disclosure. I don't have the new album. I have not ordered the new album, which is really strange because I have every single Rammstein album and I've always gotten them when they've come out. When they were releasing clips from these songs, I was like, yeah, that's okay. Yeah, that's okay. And that was my reaction to each song. And there hasn't really been a song from the new album that I've been like, okay, I have to have that song. So I don't have the CD. So these songs are in red because I've never heard them live. That's red and blue. So in blue are ones I've heard live in concert, starting with Links 2, 3, 4, which was always my son's favorite, dating back to when he was a baby and he used to headbang to it. And Links 2, 3, 4 is always fantastic. Sehnsucht, they have played. The last time I checked their set lists, and I did a little bit of research here and there, Sehnsucht's been played at every single concert they've performed since this album came out. This is the Sehnsucht. This is basically the Sehnsucht t-shirt. I've had to replace it twice. I've worn the t-shirt out twice. So yeah, Sehnsucht, I've heard. Zeigdish, I have not. Zeigdish is one of my favorite songs off the album they did before, the one that's just come out. And it is absolutely fantastic. It is one of my all-time favorite songs. Like, it's just so good. It is so amazingly. I cannot wait to hear this live. That is going to be like, I tear up during Rammstein concerts, which I don't during any other concerts. And I can say that having seen Slipknot multiple times, having seen a lot of bands that I like quite a bit. And we're going to go see Trivium, and then we're going to see 3 Days Grace this year as well. We've seen 3 Days Grace before. I've never seen Trivium live. I've just seen like videos of the live shows which look fantastic. But yeah, Rammstein's shows, I do tend to tear up a bit with certain songs. I'm like, oh my gosh, I'm actually hearing this live. Mein Herz Brent, I have heard live. Cannot wait to hear it again. Mein Herz Brent is just, again, you hear that live, it's just different. Pupa, which is from their last album. Pupa is a great song. Very nice theatrics for this song too. Each song is its own experience. It'll be interesting to see if they keep the whole the baby carriage and all that still in the show, because they also have, I'm so excited about Anyways, so Papa, great performance. And then Hirata Mish. I've never heard Hirata Mish. Last time out, it was Book Dish. Before that, it was Visa's Fleisch. Each tour, they like to bring out a song or two from an early album. An early album is usually looking back on their first album, but they look back, which is Herzeleid. And so they like to get songs from those albums in there, which makes some sense. I would imagine that it's nice not to get bored of what you're playing. Hirata Mish is a great song. I cannot wait to hear that one live. If this is the set list in North America. Zeit is off the new album. It's kind of slow. It's okay. The video's weird. That I watched the video a few times and I'm like, is this like a Tool video with Rammstein in it? Like, I'm not sure. But anyways, it's there. Deutschland, people know how much I love the song Deutschland. I think it is the most radio-friendly song that they've done since Du Hast. I think it is a fantastic song. I think it has to be listened at a very high volume. I think that it is the song that I put on my phone when I'm listening to music while I'm on the treadmill. Deutschland's the one if I'm like, I don't feel like doing this. I put on Deutschland, I'm like, all right, and I'm good. And here we go. So, yeah, Deutschland is such a good song. And then they follow it with Radio, which is another good song. And again, all these in red because I've never heard them. So I've never heard these ones live. I'm going to be very happy. And then it moves into 3 songs I'm familiar with that I love hearing live. Can't wait to hear them again. Mind Tile, which I did not hear in Edmonton because they played Ich Tue de Weh, which they haven't played in a concert in a while. Ich Tue de Weh is a very good song. Got banned in places, but doesn't mean it's not a good song. Just the subject matter is very disturbing. I don't look directly at the sun. Do not look up English translations of Rammstein songs unless you're not so easily offended. And don't look up the ingredients of a hot dog. Mind Tile is absolutely fantastic. Du Hast, of course, is fantastic. They have to play Du Hast. And then you round out the main list with Shauna. This is a good concert, but it's Rammstein, so you don't end there. You have 2 encores. And I'm saying this because each concert I've been to, there's been people who've left. I don't understand, and this is something my wife and I talk about. Look, until the house lights come up, sit your butt down or stay in the pit, wherever you're at, and wait. They're not done yet. It's not over. It's not, you don't get up and leave a movie theater before the credits. So don't do that. Don't, unless you hate the movie. And if honestly, I've never seen anybody that I know of leave a Rammstein concert because, like, I didn't expect German to be here. So they don't even sing English. I don't even know what everybody's doing here. So yeah, that's the main set list. And then they go into the first encore. Now, Angel is the first song. I've heard that one live. And if he does the Angel Wings, the one nice thing too about our tickets, we're on one side of the stadium for one concert, we're on the other side of the stadium for the other. So whatever pyrotechnics we may not see so well from one side, we'll see pretty well from the other. I'm happy about this setup. So yeah, Angel's fantastic. And then Auslander, which of course I haven't heard either because that album, that's the tour from 2020 that ended up not happening. Auslander is such a fun song. I know that it is. It's Adelaide's favorite song from Rammstein. She thinks that song's a lot of fun. I know when that album came out too, there were a lot of critics that are like, this isn't metal. Yeah, the idea of what is or isn't metal has really changed over the years. I know some of the XFM or Sirius FM. You guys know what I'm talking about. Your radio now, some of the songs that are on the metal channels, they're not metal, to me anyways. So the idea that, well, Auslander, it's got this really peppy tune and it's a bunch of, synthesizer. Yeah, but it's still got that metal beat and it's got that, there's just this certain feel. But again, Rammstein's not a band that's been scared of trying something different musically. Du Riech So Good has to be played because much like Sehnsucht and Du Hast, it's played at every concert. If they weren't played, you know you're not at a Rammstein concert, something's gone wrong. So you have to play Du Riech So Good, another song that you do not want to look up the English lyrics to because it means, I think it translates to you smell so good, and just leave it at that. Just leave it at that. And then, of course, this one here, where of course that means he's going to be riding, and there's going to be all kinds of foam all over the audience. It's going to be fun. That's going to be great. I'm really looking forward to that. That's a lot. That's a fun song. I'm not going to say the word, but it's on the board, so I'll just do this. And if you're a Rammstein fan, you know what I'm talking about. And if not, and if you're not easily offended, that is one of the most fun songs. And before Auslander was, this isn't metal, what is this? This isn't Rammstein. This was the song that did that first. And I didn't like it at first either, but it grew on me. Then you get into the second Encore. The second Encore is only 3 songs long. But Rammstein. So a couple of tours back, they started the song Rammstein, which is absolutely, it is the song I've never seen live that I have wanted. So they played the start, and they're getting right up until the lyrical part. And then when they get up to the lyrical part, the music stops. The crowd yelled Rammstein like they would for the song, and Till gives them the finger and they go into the next song. And I've always said, if they did that to me, I would legit be upset. If they play the first 30 seconds of that song and just as lyrics are coming in, they're like, nah. The one thing that I've noticed, this is one thing I've always noticed with Rammstein, they always have one song in any set list that references the band's name. They have various songs that references the band's name. I very rarely, if ever, have seen a set list where there's 2 songs that reference the band's name. Now, this is the only one that's named after the band. But there's a lot of other songs where they talk about themselves. And so that's the one. I'm trying to think now, is the name Rammstein mentioned in any others? No. Not that I know of, no. Pretty sure no. So that's the Rammstein song. It's one of those things that, again, as a fan that obsesses on the set lists, I notice. I'm not saying it's on purpose. It's just something I've noticed. Ishville. I've heard it live twice. When he says, put your hands in the air, in German, I know that's what he's saying, so I have my hands up. So when he's saying in English, let me see your hands, I'm like, mine are already up, dude, because I know what you're saying. And Ishville is just such a good, and it's such a good video. Oh my gosh, the video for that song is so darn good. And then it ends up with Adieu. Now, Adieu, this song scares me because, to me, and the whole new album kind of scares me because it feels like, whether it is or it isn't, it feels like it's a goodbye. It feels like it's a final album. So while in 2012, when we were in Vancouver, and he said, I effing love Canada, and they bowed, and I said out loud, they're not going to come back. And I looked around, I saw all these empty seats, I'm like, they're not coming back here. This is the last time I'm going to get to see them. Adieu, which is the final song, I believe that's the final song on the new album. Isn't that terrible? I don't even, I'm pretty sure that's the last song in the new album. To me, that feels like it's a goodbye. And this is something that might be a little bit overdue in that there were rumors that Till would retire once he hit age 50, that there would be no more tours once he hit age 50. He has crossed that path. And so, yeah, we'll see. I know that there's been some troubling revelations regarding the personal life of Till Lindemann. There, a lot of it, honestly, I think is stuff that we've kind of known for a long time. And so, a lot of it, and again, as a wrestling fan, a lot of the stuff that comes out about Vince McMahon, I go, well, yeah, we knew that's what he was like. Well, Till's always been a different kind of person, and it's one thing with Rammstein is you can tell that each band member has a very strong personality and they don't get along. They flat out will tell you they don't get along. That I would not be all that surprised to find out they spend very little time actually working in studio together at this stage when they make albums. And again, I just say that just as a fan that is aware that there have been fights and arguments between these guys because they don't hide it. They don't hide the fact that, a lot of them have other bands and side acts, and I think that's part of it because then, maybe they argue and fight over which songs they're gonna play on their album. Maybe Till's got this idea he really likes, and it doesn't work out here, so he goes and does that with Lindemann. And for Richard, he may have something he really likes that doesn't fly with the band, so he's like, fine, I'll put it into an Emigrate album. So yeah, there you go. I'm excited. I'm excited to go and see them. Barring something canceling this tour, which I wouldn't be entirely surprised, to be honest. We'll see what happens. But tours, now concerts, they're building up. Over the last couple of years, they've really built up. So I'm excited for this, and obviously we'll be doing videos in Los Angeles. We will be doing reviews of both concerts. It is going to be exciting. It's going to be nice to see Yvonne wearing Rammstein gear, and that kind of stuff. So I'm looking forward to it. Let me know your thoughts in the comment section below as always. Don't forget to hit like and subscribe if you're browsing your way through, you just happened upon this video. Thank you guys so much for watching, for all your support. The growth on this channel has been impressive. I'm very grateful for all of that. And so I'm doing my best to make sure that you guys get the content that's necessary to keep you coming back for more. I've seen some complaints about the cross promotion between this channel and the hockey guy in regards to polls with hockey, but it's still just me. So if I'm cross promoting me with me, is that really cross promoting? There's a question. All right, thank you guys so much though for all your support. It means a lot. And hey, thank you guys so much for everything. I'll talk to you again soon.